Maimer Beis. This was at the end of the Fabrengen, a long Fabrengen. The Purim Fabrengen are very big. So it's 8 hours, 7 hours, 9 hours. And at the end of the Fabrengen, I think it was the last Sich, I'm not sure, was a Maimer Kin Sich, another Maimer. Says the Mishnah, the opening Mishnah in Masechet Megillah, which your children all learned, Megillah Nikraas, the Megillah can be read depending on when Purim falls. On the 11th of Adar, 12, Yud Beis is the 12th, Yud Gimel 13th, Yud Dalet 14th, Tesvav, and the 15th. Lei Pachas never earlier than the 11th, Lei Yosa never later than the 15th. The Mishnah goes through all of the scenarios. So the scenario we're concerned with is the extremes. Now the 15th is Shushan Purim. It's never read beyond that day. Now the variable here is the villages. The villages who don't have a minyan. And there's no one to read the Megillah for them. So therefore, we give them this dispensation. When they come to the city to supply the cities with water and all, well, that's they're coming to supply water. So they come Monday and Thursday. And on these days, you also come to settle disputes. So they're in the big city. So then we allow the Megillah to be read for them. What would be that scenario? What would be the scenario to read it the earliest, the 11th of Adar? That's 3 days or 4 days, if you count your Dalet, 3 days before actual Purim. That would be Purim's on Sunday. If the Megillah is never read on Shabbos, and they're not the big city in Shabbos anyway. And it's only on a Thursday that they come. They come Monday and Thursday. So they're coming to the town on Thursday. What day would that be? The 11th. If Purim is on the 14th, regular Purim is on Sunday, so go back. So Sunday is the 14th. Shabbos is the 13th. Friday is the 12th. And Thursday is the 11th. So they would read from the Megillah on the 11th. And of course, it will be read on the 15th regularly for Shushan Purim, and the 14th on Sunday for the cities. So this is and then there's all the other variables depending when Purim falls. See the Megillah there. Now he's going to explain the light of Chassidus. Then Marash explains, that's why he's saying it. And this is also brought in the Maimar of the Rabbi Rashab. He also brings it in his Maimar of Purim of 50 years before 1965, which should be what year? 1925. Right? 1915, sorry. 1915, yeah.
1915.
1915. This is in Lubavitch. They say in footnote 3, it's interesting. Look at footnote 3. The Rebbe said that of this Maimon, there's only a Hanoch, which Chassidim wrote. Not the Rebbe Rashab's actual Ksav Yad Kodesh, and he doesn't have it. And then our editors tell us that somehow it did surface and was printed later in that whole series of Ayin Beis, Ayin Vav at the end. There you go. Ended up being published. The Rebbe is giving over the Maimon now. So, says the Rebbe Marash and the Rebbe Rashab, of course with the Rebbe's own Chidushim, Al Yisoy Divrei HaShalah. This is based on the words of the Shalah, who writes that Yud Aleph 11, what's the number 11? That's a reference to the latter two letters of Shemavaya, 5, Vav and Hey, Begematria, 5 and 6, 11. That's the end of what? Yud Aleph. So the Megillah is read on Yud Aleph means, we're going to explain this, it is a reference to the latter two levels of Shemavaya, 2 letters. sorry, for Tesvav, and the ultimate, the biggest day, the biggest number, the 15th. Shosim v'tachlis ali b'kriyas Megillah. This is the climactic moment or time when the Megillah can be read, the conclusion and the tachlis. Shari v'layav ksiv, the pasuk says, layav, you cannot read beyond these established times. So the 15th is the last day it can be read. So what's 15? That's a reference to the first two letters of Shemavai Yudke. So he's saying that the two extremes, the earliest reading point and the final reading point, embrace all four letters of Shemavaya. However, they're kind of the reverse order. Yud Aleph is the lowest levels, Vav K, and Tesvav, the 15th, is an expression of the first two letters, the highest levels. Now he adds in bracket. Yeah, we clear? Yeah. Well, the higher he adds, it's noteworthy to be pointed out. Gamba Yedua, also from that which it is known. Shah Mispid Yud Aleph Yabez would give me Yud Aleph Tesvav. If we add up 11, do it, friends. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The Yachad to Samachei. It adds up to 65. Huh? Yes? Someone's good? Can see that? Yeah, good. Trust you, because I can't add. But Gematria Adnai, that is a Gematria of one of Hashem's names, not the holiest names. In fact, it's a name that can be applied even to a person. Adnai means Lord. Aleph Dalet Nun Yud is 65. What's the Inyan? Shezeho HaHeichal. Adnai is the chamber, the Keli, if you like. Now, another interesting Gematria. The very word Heichal, 5, 10, 20, 30, the Gematria Adnai also adds up to 65, Adnai. So Adnai is the Keli, or the Heichal, the chamber of Shemavaya. Shemavaya is more transcendent, and Adnai, Lord, is how Shemavaya manifests in this chamber, or this vessel, or this channel. V'alzen Nama, and this is expressed in the Pasuk, quoted often in Chassidus, from Habakkuk. V'havaya, he has a vision and he sees V'havaya beheichal kodshay. He sees God in his holy chamber. What is he seeing? He's seeing the Eibishter manifesting himself in, as conveyed by the letters Yudke Vavke, where in basically it's Malchus in his chamber, Heichal, that is Adnai. Okay, let's close brackets. So what does he want to say with the brackets? We were separating these dates and pointing out the significance, 11 as opposed to 15, etc. It's noteworthy, we add it all up together, it creates the Keli for Havaya. The total of these 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 is the overall Heichal, the chamber in which, as it were, Shem Havaya rests or is manifest. Close brackets. Noteworthy. Okay. This is somewhat technical, but it's geographic, typically Kabbalistic. I assume he's going to explain it in Aveda. Yeah, it looks like it. Let's go further. So now it's starting to explain. So Megillah Nikraas, without the Mishnah declares that the Megillah can be read starting with the 11th day of Adar, which means it's the starting point of Avodah. Hainu sh'ascholas kriyas Megillah, the beginning, the first level, the first rung in reading the Megillah, in the whole Gili of Purim. Kefish Nikraas me'atzmo al yedei Shem Havaya. I'm not sure what he means by Nikraas me'atzmo. Yeah, as it's read on its own through Shem Havaya. Like the Eibush is reading the Megillah. So the first revelation of the Megillah by Shem Havaya is the last two letters. Bechinas Vavhe. Why Vavkein? It's all precipitated through our Avodah, and our Avodah is Melamata Lamaila. We start from the lowest level. Hey is Malchus, Vav is a Midas. So it starts through our Avodah. That's what precipitates Hashem's response, revealing his manifestation Vav Hey as a parallel to our Avodah. We're from below to above, so we access first the lower levels of godliness, and God reveals those lower levels to us. So the Megillah is read. The diak here is, the diak is actually, it's asked elsewhere in Chassidus. It actually could be even in Nigla. It should have said, Koidenis in Megillah. You read the Megillah. What's Megillah is read? What does it mean? So the implication is that there is a Eibishter reads it. No, you're not reading it. You're precipitating it through your avodah. But Megillah Nikraas is God revealing Himself in these levels of Yud Aleph, Yud Beis, Yud Gimel, Yud Aleph, Tesvav. So the first Gilui of the Eibishter is Yud Aleph, 11. Why 11? Because that's precipitated by our avodah. Melamata l'mayla, Vav Hey. The last two letters, 5 and 6, Vav and Hey, 5 and 6, Gematria 11. That's like what he meant. That's Nikraas me atzma, meaning it's read itself, meaning the Eibishter, not our reading, his reading. But it's precipitated through our avodah. But then v'achakach Rosh Megiach Shemayim, invoking the imagery of the ladder of Yaakov, starts off with a rung down here, but then it stretches and ascends to the heaven. So then we go from 11, which is the latter letters of Yud-Kei Vav-Kei, ad shebal b'chinas Yud-Kei, till we get to the first two letters, Tesvav 15. And this is the meaning of, who would read it on the 11th? Only the villagers. No one in a city would, and no one in a walled city would, for sure. That's why the beginning, Nikraas Yud Aleph, Chulu, etc. Lifnei Yud Aleph Tesvav. It can be read before the 14th and 15th day, which is the classic days of Purim. And who does that? Rak B'Kfarim, the villages. The villages symbolically mean Shem Lamata. They're in a lower level. This is the real Lamata Lamaila. It's the starting point. They're lower. Me'aros Gedolos. They are lower than the big cities, which are not surrounded by a wall. They're lower than the walled city, but they're higher than the village. They reach going to be a dalit. They read in the 14th. Why? What is it spiritually? What is meant by a big city? I'll explain the walled city soon, I assume. But first, a big city altogether. Says the Mishnah in Megillah, what defines a city? You have to have 10 people who are not engaged in commerce and business, and they have the various functions that they do in the city. They don't work. They're provided their needs for by the community. So what do? They're community workers. Either they're involved directly in communal needs, or they sit and learn. That's the definition of a city. When you have 10 people who are not engaged in worldly matters directly, they're servants of the community, they study Torah. So that's a higher level than the villages. The villages involved in the earthly, physical things. Their whole existence is malacha. Moreover, and what does a city mean? Baruchni is like it says in the pasuk in Tilim. Godol Havaya. We should stop here. Okay. This pasuk will tell us and define what a city.
Finish till the dot. Finish till the dot. Finish till the dot. A line, 2 lines ahead.
Yeah, but it's already because it's all. Amos say God should be like it. It needs has butter. So Be'ez Hashem tomorrow. Okay.